Recently I was up north for a family gathering. It's going to be a few days at my aunt's house, which is right on the Magnetawan River, a spot that I've been fishing my whole life. I only ever get to go up every few years, nowhere near as much as I want to. This is the newer bridge that goes over the river right by the house. The first time I ever wet a line was with the original bridge just to the right of where this one is now. And in the cottage there's still a photo of me sitting there on the rocks by the old bridge. And that goes back to 1979 or 1980. The first fishing picture there is of me. And so this place has fond memories. I love being there. I love spending time with my family up there. And being the type to get up earlier than everybody else, I saw myself having about an hour, maybe just over an hour each morning that I was there, where I could actually sneak some fishing in. As my aunt put it in a sarcastic voice, Johnny, you know you're going to be down there with your pole and you're going to be trying to catch a fish, so just go do it. It was pretty amusing. I think everybody knows me well enough that I can't be near water without making an effort to try and catch one fish. But the best part about this was only a few days prior, Dave had a great idea of trying to fish ultralight with the Centerpin for, whatever we could get. We want to try it for carp, suckers, trout, bass. Just the idea of fishing ultralight rods, ultralight line, and some of the smaller Raven center pins that are available. And I just thought that was a genius idea. I have the perfect rod for it, and this was going to be the best location for me to try that for opening day of bass season. Now, fishing this spot over the years, I kind of knew I would be targeting smallmouth bass primarily with this Centerpin technique, just drifting light hooks, size 14, and a little chunk of worm. I knew smallmouth were going to be the main target, but having fished here over the years, I've caught pike, I've caught walleye. You just kind of never know what's going to move in on you when you're there. So the chance of a small walleye or a pike were definitely on the cards. But yeah, targeting smallies, anything from something tiny, up to almost 2.5 pounds that I've had out of that spot. It was going to be a good tussle on that light rod. It definitely was going to take a little bit of adjusting and fiddling to get the depth right. The water was up probably about 5 feet more than normal due to the recent rains. Quite typically it's very low there. The channel's very narrow and there's a much flatter area to walk and stand along that bank. When the water's up, obviously you can see it's really quite steep. And believe it or not, it's actually been so much higher there in the past. Not too long ago, it was completely flooded out to the point where I'm standing now would have been under about 8 feet of water, and it actually flooded out a lot of cottages and such that particular year. So hopefully that never happens again. But yeah, the water was pretty high. It was going to take a bit to really dial things in. But I was very excited to be there and really excited to be trying this light center pin setup. It was something I was really looking forward to. I definitely thought Dave was onto something when he mentioned it. Oh, that shot under. No way I got worm left on that. I got the depth a little better there. I imagine we're going to see some small fish for a bit first, just to try and get something. We'll just go with smaller and smaller bits of worm until we figure it out. See if we can figure out. There's a fish. A little smallie on this center pin. Oh, this is so There we go. Raven. Not bad. That's a good start to the first centerpin fish. It's a size 14 Raven specialist hook. I think we might need to keep the worms closer. Alright, so what are we at here? Depth-wise, we are fishing about 6'5". That's too close. Oh! That bass come up at the minnow, at the worm. Alright, so we should get another one pretty quickly here. Nice little drift. That's hitting bottom. Nope, that's a fish. It slowed down. That was a fish. Oh! Spit the hook. And there goes my worm. Yeah, the worms need to be closer now. That one just, it slowed down in the current right there. I thought I was hung up on a rock. Apparently it was bass. I believe my timing is perfect. Let's go with a slightly smaller piece of worm. Up here where we are in zone 15. It's opening day of bass season. Start out this slower water. Let's see what happens. There's fish. Instant. Well, that's a little bit better bass. He came off too. It's a tiny hook for a bony mouth. 1 for 3. Oh, okay, that was another fish. Again, it just stalled in the current. All right, we gotta make some adjustments here. Move that shot down. Move that shot down. I hooked that fish, but it didn't jump, so it doesn't count, right? There's a fish. Long line release. This is fun. I've got jigs and I've got all kinds of other stuff to try too. Well, getting bites is not the problem, that's for sure. It's coming at me. Oh my God. It's the smallest bass ever. What a beauty. Oh, 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 oh. There's a bite. Oh, that's better fish. Ah. Okay, so we've established that I have no trouble hooking fish, but I think I might be playing around too much and having too much fun because I'm sucking at landing them. That was a good fish. He just jumped and threw my piece of worm. Beautiful fish. Oh, we got a little back eddy here, I see. Just come all the way across here, now it's coming this way. It's one of them I got a bass back eddies. Last piece of worm for this spot, then we'll move. Why is the current stalling out? Now I'm getting drag. The float's actually behind the bait. Must be the wind. Oh, I missed that one. That one was just under the tree there. Oh, the hook come off. Alright, we're gonna fix that. That's a better fish. That's a much better fish. Oh yeah. Stay on. Oh, stay on. Oh, that's a beauty. Centerpin fishing. Nice little smallies. Oh, that's a gorgeous fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, he tossed my piece of worm. So that ended up being the last fish of that morning. My session came to an end when one of my cousins popped over to let me know everybody was getting up and we were going to start the day. So it was a nice little session, lost a lot of fish, but I hooked a lot of fish and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I knew I would have the next morning where I could fiddle more with the center pin, maybe try some of the other lures, try top water, maybe some body baits, just mix it up a little bit. But the key technique that I wanted to try, I definitely think was a good success for this particular morning. So yeah, on to the next morning. Next morning, I popped back down. The water had dropped a little bit, so the flow wasn't quite right for the center pin anymore. But I wanted to try a few other baits, and I thought kicking it off with some top water. In this particular case, I had the frog pattern for the Heddon Tiny Torpedo, one of my favorite top water baits. I wanted to get started with this, and yeah, it turned out that that was the right move. I love this thing. I did end up going back to the Centerpin and drifting the worm for about another half hour, 40 minutes. Unfortunately, with the change in the current, the flow just wasn't coming around the same way. I couldn't get the drifts I needed. I had a few really small bass with the float and the worm. It just wasn't the same as the day before. It was such a stark difference. I did try other lures. I tried some jigs. I stuck with the topwater for a while. Things really just didn't work. The fish were not switched on that morning. I did end up at one point throwing a body bait, a nice minnow bait from Recast Fishing. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. They make good lures and they make them in a really neat way. I was able to throw that around and scored myself a nice little pike that ended up going back to the cabin for lunch. And then that's what wrapped up my fishing for that particular weekend. I was back to spend the day with family, and then the next morning we went home. So I'll give you a look at that little pike that I had on the Recast minnow lure. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Yeah, a little pike. Good jump again. Pliers for this guy.